Imagine you're completely alone inside a prehistoric cave. It's dark. Your fire is almost gone. Everyone else is asleep. There are no phones, no internet, no television, just darkness, fire, and your own thoughts. Your body feels familiar. Your brain feels familiar too. You get hungry. You feel afraid. You become curious, and you can feel pleasure. So here's the strange question. Did prehistoric humans masturbate? The obvious answer seems simple. Probably. But archaeology has a serious problem. Private behavior almost never survives. No prehistoric diary recorded it. No fossil preserved it. No camera captured it. So what can archaeology actually tell us? The answer is much stranger than you might expect. Now travel tens of thousands of years into the past. Picture a small prehistoric camp. A fire burns near a shelter. Someone prepares food. Someone works a stone. Someone watches the children. Someone sleeps. Someone leaves to hunt. None of this sounds mysterious. It's simply human life. And human life has always involved bodies. And our ancestors had sexual anatomy. They experienced physical sensations. They experienced attraction. They reproduced. Sexual behavior obviously wasn't invented recently, but masturbation creates a special archaeological problem. It doesn't require another person. It doesn't require pregnancy. And it usually leaves no durable trace. Archaeologists have almost the opposite problem. They mostly recover things that survive. Stone survives, bone survives, shell survives, pigment sometimes survives. Skin usually doesn't. Thoughts don't. Private moments don't. Imagine taking an entire person's life. Now remove everything except their possessions. Keep their tools. Keep their ornaments. Keep their artwork. Erase everything else. That's surprisingly close to archaeology. Researchers reconstruct lives from leftovers, and sexuality creates enormous gaps in those leftovers. Archaeologists can't simply excavate a private moment. They have to look for indirect evidence. Maybe an image, maybe an object, maybe a repeated symbol, maybe unusual wear. And that's where the mystery begins. Ancient humans clearly noticed sexual anatomy. Archaeology gives us evidence for that. But there's an important distinction. Sexual symbolism isn't the same thing as masturbation. A phallus can have many meanings. It can represent fertility. It can represent masculinity. It can represent reproduction. It can represent power. It can have ritual meaning, or it can simply represent anatomy. Now imagine discovering a strange carving. Its shape looks unmistakably phallic. Your first reaction might seem obvious. You might assume it was used sexually. But archaeology can't jump from shape to behavior. Shape doesn't automatically reveal function. A stone may resemble one thing, yet have been used for something completely different. That's why context matters. Where was the object found? What was it made from? Was it decorated? Was it carried? Was it worn? What was found beside it? Do similar symbols appear elsewhere? These details can change the interpretation. Now imagine the object is extremely old, tens of thousands of years old. Suddenly the question becomes much bigger. Someone deliberately modified it? Someone handled it? Someone kept it? Someone decided it mattered? That gives us evidence of symbolism. But symbolism still isn't proof of masturbation. It tells us something broader. Sexual anatomy had meaning. Humans represented it. Humans noticed it. Humans gave it cultural significance. And that's already remarkable. But then we encounter an even stranger discovery. It's roughly 42,000 years old. To see it, travel to northern Mongolia, more specifically to an archaeological site called Tolbor 21. Ancient occupation layers were excavated there. One layer dates to roughly 42,000 years ago. And inside that layer, researchers found something unusual. A tiny black pendant. It was made from graphite. Graphite is a soft, dark mineral. It wasn't simply an ordinary pebble. Someone had brought the material to the site. Someone had modified it. Someone had shaped it deliberately. And researchers interpreted its form as phallus-like. That's an astonishingly early example of sexual symbolism. Think about how old that is. 42,000 years? This was before agriculture, before cities, before writing, before metal tools, before almost everything we associate with civilization. Yet someone created a symbolic object, and its symbolism involved sexual anatomy. Researchers also identified deliberate grooves on the object. Those grooves support the interpretation that it was modified. It wasn't simply a naturally shaped pebble. The object also appears to have functioned as personal ornamentation. That means someone could carry it, someone could wear it, someone could display it. That's genuine archaeological evidence. But now comes the important warning. It does not prove masturbation. It does not prove sexual touching. It doesn't tell us exactly what the owner was thinking. It doesn't tell us exactly why the object was created. Researchers have proposed multiple possibilities. Sexual symbolism is one. Fertility symbolism is another. Identity is another possibility. Ritual meaning is another. Its history may even have involved more than one meaning. That's why researchers remain cautious. Now move forward through the Paleolithic. More sexual imagery appears. Phallic forms appear in different contexts. Some are carved, some are engraved, some are portable objects, some appear within larger artistic scenes. Researchers continue debating what they meant, and some interpretations are explicitly sexual. But interpretation is still not the same as proof. That's an important distinction. One object can have several possible explanations. Fertility is one explanation. Eroticism is another. Ritual is another. Protection is another. Identity is another. Ancient people didn't leave museum labels behind. They didn't write captions beside every symbol. They didn't explain every object. So archaeologists compare patterns. They compare locations. They compare materials. They compare artistic traditions. They examine microscopic traces. They examine the surrounding context. Slowly, some explanations become stronger, but certainty remains rare. And masturbation is especially difficult to identify because the behavior itself disappears. The object might survive, the person disappears, the moment disappears, the intention disappears. Only the physical clue remains. That creates a massive archaeological blind spot. Imagine thousands of private moments. Almost none leave artifacts. Then imagine thousands of years passing. Almost everything organic disappears. What remains look strangely incomplete. That's why prehistoric sexuality is so difficult to reconstruct. We're not missing one piece. We're missing almost the entire picture. Think about your own life. Now imagine removing every digital record. Delete your photographs. Delete your messages. Delete your videos. Delete your social media. Delete your search history. Now remove your written notes. Keep only physical objects. Your clothes, your furniture, your tools, your jewelry, maybe a few drawings. Future archaeologists would have questions. They would make educated guesses. Some guesses would be correct. Some could be completely wrong. That's the prehistoric problem. Archaeologists see the evidence. They don't see the entire life. A sexual object doesn't automatically reveal behavior. A sexual image doesn't automatically reveal intention. A phallic symbol doesn't automatically mean erotic use. But the opposite mistake is dangerous too. We shouldn't pretend sexuality didn't exist. Human bodies were still human bodies. Human sensations were still human sensations. The absence of evidence doesn't mean the behavior never happened. It means the behavior wasn't preserved. And that's a very different conclusion. So did ancient humans masturbate? The honest answer is probably. But archaeology can't prove it directly. And that distinction matters. What archaeology can show is fascinating. Ancient humans represented sexual anatomy. They created sexual symbols. They carried unusual objects. They gave bodies cultural meaning. Some of those objects are astonishingly old. The Tolbor 21 pendant is one example. It's around 42,000 years old. Imagine holding something that old. Someone shaped it before agriculture. Someone carried it before cities existed. Someone decided it was worth keeping. We don't know exactly why. We don't know exactly what they felt. We don't know what happened during every private moment, and maybe we'll never know. But that's what makes the past fascinating. Tiny objects survived. Entire human lives did not. Their private thoughts disappeared. Their private moments disappeared. Yet these tiny objects still give us a glimpse of them. If you enjoy strange questions about human history, subscribe.